When you think of satellites, images of huge Hubble telescope-sized devices come to mind, not something the size of a Jenga tower.
They're CubeSats. CubeSats is basically a standard, and it's basically 100 millimeters by 100 millimeters by, in this particular case, 340 millimeters. And then you can fill it up with basically whatever you want. It's basically mostly electronics. It's like a complete computer, and for this satellite, this would be pointed at different objects and be able to take pictures from space.
The CubeSats were originally developed as a joint project between Cal Poly and Stanford University so they could more easily get room on space flights for their research. To do so, they established a mini satellite standard, focusing on making them not only small, but cheaper and easier to build. In 2003, the first one made it into space, and since then about 30 have followed suit. Researchers in the government took notice. Both NASA and the scientists here at the Air Force Institute of Technology are now developing projects using the new standard.
As we've decreased the size of electronics, like with cell phones, we're able to do a lot more now than we ever could before. So this one is an imager, and we can point it, let's say, down at the ground and be able to collect pictures. We can also put in radios, so we can pass information up to the CubeSat, have it come around, pass it back down. That's actually called like a store and forward. Some of the other very common uses are like experiments, where you put in like a biology experiment, and you put it in the CubeSat, you send it up, you collect the data, and then you send that down. So it's really a fast, easier, cheaper way to conduct space experiments.
The satellites don't even need their own rocket to launch. Because of their size, multiple CubeSats can hitch a ride on a rocket already deploying a normal-sized satellite.
Once you've built your CubeSat, you can basically put it into the launch tube, and it has a door that shuts, and there's a spring on the bottom. And then once you get up on space, the door opens, the CubeSat comes out, and so it doesn't really cost you that much in terms of getting the CubeSat to orbit.
Despite the cheaper cost, don't expect CubeSats to replace full-size satellites anytime soon.
These tend to be single-use capability, and they don't have redundant systems in them. So if your batteries fail, you're done. They tend to be one use. Go out, try something, get your data back down, and then do it again.
For CNN Money, I'm Matt Stewart.